A new pet, the Spirit Fox, is available at Town Hall 16, and it is the best pet in Clash of Clans. I will share with you gameplay and tell you all of the strategy you need to know. Once you upgrade to Town Hall 16, you will be able to upgrade your pet house to level 9. I went over all of the new merged defenses in yesterday's video. That will obviously help you on defense, but the Spirit Fox gives you a massive boost on offense. To upgrade the pet house to level 9, it will cost you 21 million elixir with a 15-day upgrade time, which then unlocks you the level 1 Spirit Fox. You might have seen this running around your base over the past couple of weeks. I'll go over these stats once I've got it to maximum level, but its special ability is called Spirit Walk. Periodically turns itself and its hero invisible. This has quite a number of possibilities. I'll go over everything that I have found, but let's upgrade that pet house. And here on the developer build, I can quite nicely use my book of building. Once we enter inside, we can then start leveling up the Spirit Fox. It makes sense that it's the most powerful. The pets back at Town Hall 14, I guess the unicorn is still very popular, but the pets at Town Hall 15 were in general just so much better, and that trend continues. I'll obviously give you advice on which hero I think you should assign this to, but upgrading through the 10 levels will cost you over 2 million dark elixir. The key upgrades to point out are level 5, where you get an extra 0.5 seconds of invisibility, and up to level 10, where you get another 0.5 for 4 seconds in total of invisibility. My recommendation would obviously be trying to get to level 5 as a priority, because then a hero potion will boost this pet up to the maximum. Once you hit that maximum level, the stats are most comparable to Frosty. A little bit less hit points, but a little bit more damage per second. However, they both then have their own special ability. Frosty slowing down the nearby defenses with the Frost Mites, and the Spirit Fox turning itself and the hero invisible. They both have the same housing space and movement speed. By the way, the housing space is more with regards to recall spell capacity and activating the Eagle Artillery. But I did say I think this is the best pet. So let's go over the mechanics and then strategy. Essentially, it turns both the pet and hero invisible periodically. Now, this can be a good and a bad thing, as you will see. It is vulnerable, like all of the other pets, to the new ricochet cannon, which I showed you yesterday. It is important to note that when you place your hero, it will be invisible from the get-go when you use this pet. It then becomes visible and constantly is turned invisible again. This means that defenses can retarget around it. It allows your hero to recover should you have healers on it. The amount of times the pet will turn your hero invisible is unlimited. As long as it is alive, you will be invisible for 4 seconds and then visible for 4 seconds, and it will constantly switch between the two. You can notice it is only the pet and hero it is assigned to that become invisible, nothing else around it. It is important you know it is invisibility, not invincibility. So if there is a trap goes off in the area, or a defense is already firing at your hero or pet, they will still take damage and potentially go down even if they turn invisible. I am rotating which hero I assign the Spirit Fox to, just as we're explaining the mechanics, but I do feel there are 2 good choices for this pet and 2 not so good choices for this pet. In this example, it's nice and clear where some of the strengths of being turned invisible are. The Royal Champion constantly being protected from the defenses and easily taking these down. The eagle-eyed of you might have seen in that last clip that once the Spirit Fox attacks a defense, it slows it down, much like the Frost Mites from Frosty. This is not something that is explained in the troop description, but it is a massive benefit to the Spirit Fox. Sometimes Clash have last-minute changes before an update goes live, but this is a massive advantage to the Spirit Fox and makes it incredibly strong. If we look at that again, you can see just how much it slows the defense down, so it's almost like Diggy and Frosty merged together. It has a dual ability in its current form. You have no idea how long it took me to try and get this example. A lot of the other pets transfer once the hero it is assigned to goes down. For example, the unicorn moving across to heal a different hero or even troop. With the spirit fox, it appears that that is not the case. When the barbarian king goes down, the spirit fox continues to turn itself invisible every 4 seconds, but it does not turn the royal champion invisible, even though it is right next to it. So you get the idea of the mechanics. You need to know about this situation. If you are using your hero to tank for something else, most commonly we do this for the flame flinger, when it is then turned invisible from the spirit fox, it will cause the defenses to retarget. So clearly, this is a situation where you would not use the spirit fox on whatever hero you were using to tank, whether it be the king, a queen walk, or a warden walk. On that note, let me knock out the 2 heroes that I would not use the spirit fox with, so we can get to how you should use this pet. I would never use the spirit fox with either the archer queen or the grand warden. The reason being, they have greater range than the spirit fox, and when you deploy your hero, they are immediately invisible. The spirit fox runs out in front, so when they do become visible, the defenses start firing at your pet. And even if it can turn things invisible again, it's still out in front, right there for when you are visible. So it just goes down incredibly fast. You don't get the same value as you do using it on the king and royal champion. Starting with the barbarian king then, since he is a melee attacker, he will always move out in front of the spirit fox to absorb the damage once they get targeted. It does allow you to deploy the barbarian king on one side of the base, and you can shift your attention up to the other side, maybe to continue with your archer queen walk, because even if the king gets locked onto by a single target inferno, he's turned invisible before it gets time to charge right up. You can't just forget about it altogether. You need to keep a little bit of an eye in case there are any Tesla pop up, or if the barbarian king walks out of range of a particular defense and yet the spirit fox is still in range of that. It can go down pretty quick. You normally get 1 cycle of it turning itself invisible, but after that, you would lose the spirit fox. My personal favorite is to use it alongside the royal champion. This is because we do a lot of the time use the royal champion to take on defenses by herself. With the barbarian king, he has a lot of hit points himself, so he can get a little bit further into the base. Whereas the royal champion, defense targeting, having the spirit fox turning her invisible, it really is a beautiful combination. And what it means is if you are performing an air attack and you send the royal champion in, all of the ground-based defenses are just firing at the royal champion because you don't have anything to tank. Whereas now, she's a little bit better protected in those scenarios. We're just so used to putting Diggy on the royal champion, but now you can put Diggy on the grand warden, and with those air attacks, you still get the stun effect moving through the base anyway. I did have a lot of fun using it with the royal champion and a bunch of invisibility spells. If you get your counting right, the royal champion and spirit fox are invisible for 4 seconds, and then you turn them invisible with the spell, and once the spell expires, they're invisible themselves again. You do only get 3 minutes to attack, so maybe 1 or 2 spells would be most viable, but it was cool to see how far you could get through the base, and I wonder if any of the pros could get this to work. That would be an entertaining attack at the World Championships. Maybe they could get their heroes and Electro Titans to push the other side of the base at the same time. So for me, I will be upgrading this straight away. It is the best pet in the game, and there are still sneak peeks left to come. If you missed the information on merging defenses, I have that video linked on your screen. Enjoy the rest of your day.